Good evening, and thank you for joining us live at 11. I'm Paulina Bucka. Tonight, we are stepping back in time. During the height of the Cold War and atomic nuclear testing, Las Vegas became home to one of the largest atomic testing sites in the country. Since 1992, the U.S. government stopped above ground and underground atomic testing. But the fallout is a battle many in America and here in Clark County are still fighting.
I'm happy that now an entire new generation of people can learn about the history of the atomic bomb, can learn about the history of our government, can learn about the realities we live with nuclear energy, nuclear weapons. And I'm just happy that there's a platform for that discussion to open up.
That was the granddaughter of famed atomic bomb maker J. Robert Oppenheimer, who is the focus of the new blockbuster Oppenheimer. And with renewed interest in the atomic testing era, it's important to also look at the decades-long impact atomic testing left on Americans, the environment, and generations to come. In collaboration with digital producer Rachel Zalecki, this is the story of Downwinders, a true Las Vegas story. Like a feather in the wind.
You can't control where the wind goes, where the radiation goes.
In this vast Nevada desert are the tales of people who live to tell them, and those who no longer can.
My grandfather always used to tell us kids, stop kicking dust, because he knew. He didn't want us breathing it. As I grew up, some of them became missing. It was a cancer. My uncle's throat fell out.
Ian Zabardi is the principal man for Shoshone Nations.
Most of my family live on the Duckwater Shoshone Indian Reservation, which is about 300 miles from Las Vegas.
His story is personal.
You know, I feel like I'm being stalked by death. I went home to the reservation for good from California and began to understand that my family's dying.
Talk to me about the necklace and kind of the significance that that has.
Thousands of workers. My uncle made this, and I wear it as out of respect for him and the suffering that he went through. My people, we just cannot pick up and leave, you know, in the event of the radiation, the fallout. We lose our identity. My family have suffered the adverse health consequences known to be plausible from exposure to radiation and fallout from U.S. nuclear weapons testing.
Ian is a downwinder. Downwinders are Americans who were exposed to atomic and nuclear above-ground testing debris in the 1950s and 60s. Americans whose lives have forever been changed.
There are near downwinders and far downwinders. So a near downwinder, I would see anybody within 100, 150 miles. But as you get further out, you can still have acute exposures because the fallout cloud would go across the land, and if it encountered rain, the rain would bring it to the ground. I've been out to the test site hundreds of times over the past 40 years.
Located roughly 65 miles outside of Las Vegas, somewhere in Mercury, Nevada, sits the Nevada National Security Site, previously known as Nevada Test Site, the former home of atomic and nuclear testing. It took place from 1945 to 1992. During this time, the U.S. government released 100 atmospheric atomic bombs and 921 underground tests.
It was the biggest radiological disaster in U.S. testing history.
Kevin Camps is a radioactive waste specialist.
When the Nevada test site was opened in 1951, one of the, again, Atomic Energy Commission documents has revealed the attitude of the officials making decisions, and it was that cowboys, Indians, and Mormons are a low-use segment of our population. So they felt okay about the fallout.
The toxins landing on people, livestock, and vegetation hundreds of miles away from ground zero.
These poisons They're not natural, and it causes cancer, it causes birth defects, it causes genetic damage.
The people of Shoshone Nation taking a direct hit.
Even our prayers could be exposing us through these unique lifestyle practices that we have. There's a canyon of dead wood. Good place to go get wood for heating the house. So we're using the wood in our houses. We're using the wood in our campfires. We're using the wood in our sweats. The wood burns, creates the smoke, and the smoke is now a transport pathway.
It created an epidemic of thyroid pathology in the United States.
So many people are just not aware of how much radiation that's spread all the way across the United States and beyond. Where are you?
We're at the Atomic Museum, outside of the Atomic Museum here in Las Vegas. From his ranch in Montana, former Las Vegas resident Kirk Gladwin with the National Cancer Benefit Center spoke to me about his work with Downwinders for the last 25 years.
I helped a lot of people, of course, that worked at the Nevada test site, and some of which, of course, came out of Area 51. I guess it was back in about the middle 1990s. You know, I started helping people with claims for having cancer that were subjected to government-created radiation.
In 1990, the government recognized people who were exposed to radiation when Congress passed the Radiation Exposure Compensation Act, known as RECA. The RECA Act provides Downwinders with a one-time payment of $50,000, but only if you live in certain counties in Nevada, and it doesn't include Clark County.
There's a bill that is to add the rest of Clark County and Mojave County, which is, just across the border into Arizona.
In a bipartisan national defense bill, on Thursday, Senator Jackie Rosen also fought to expand eligibility for Nevadans when it came to RECA benefits. The bill now waits for a conference committee between the House and Senate for final approval. Camp says for many Downwinders, like Ian Zabardi, qualifying for RECA is next to impossible.
New Mexicans, many of them indigenous or Latinx, downwind of the Trinity explosion on July 16, 1945, have never been acknowledged as Downwinders.
Decades later, a victory. Thursday evening, the U.S. Senate passed an amendment to RECA, expanding eligibility to finally include New Mexico Downwinders. But the fight continues because the bill is set to expire next May, meaning compensation for Downwinders could soon come to an end. And this weekend, Ian is in Reno at a preview premiere of an independent documentary called Downwind. Co-director Mark Shapiro sat down with me about his inspiration for the documentary and the years of research and filming it took to bring this documentary to life.
I don't think people really understand the people that, that they're not making blockbuster films about. These are Americans. These are global citizens. These are Native Americans who are living in the path of fallout.
Humanity.
The documentary aired today at the Reno Film Festival, but it will be available in the U.S. on August 18th, but you can already pre-order it on iTunes. And this is just part one of a long series that we're going to be running in the coming weeks, keeping a close eye on legislation around Downwinders, the fight over Yucca Mountain, the anniversary of the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and an exclusive behind-the-scenes sit-down with director Mark Shapiro, who you just heard from, on his movie Downwinder.